Okay. So, Abhijit sir, I have a very particular question to you. In recent past, last 2-3 months, I have been visiting southern India, northern India, and eastern India, couple of state capitals. I've been interacting with lots of students community actually, and principals of schools and colleges. They have a very specific query. Lots of students from humanities and arts background students, both from 10 plus 2 who just took board examination recently, and also the final year college graduates. They have been thinking pursuing a high tech career in the technology industry and maybe with the AI and all. At the same time, we have seen lots of job loss in the IT industry in recent past because of AI. And we have seen TCS recently hiring, not physical manpower anymore, but at the same time they are hiring AI agents and engaging as them as developers. So in this particular juncture, when there is uncertainty in the mind of students, in the mind of developers, there are 55 lakhs coders in India right now. They are in a dilemma: what kind of career growth they will be looking forward to. At the same time, lots of brilliant and smart technology, arts graduates and humanities graduates are looking for suitable programs so that they can harness the advantage of AI and contribute in a big way and pursue their career in maybe digital first roles. So how a institute like Asian School of Economics will be developing the curriculum and delivering to them?
A very pertinent question that, what do arts graduate or commerce graduates
Yes.
in India, what do they do in life? Take for example myself. I have my favorite subject was English literature.
Okay.
But my parents said that, I will not be able to do anything in life if I pursued literature.
Okay.
Although I got a chance to be in Presidency College as an English honors, but then I was almost forced to move to BCom, the Bachelor of Commerce, to St. Xavier's College. And because my parents felt that, that I could become a chartered accountant or at least become a cost accountant and make something in life.
Very conventional career
Very
choices.
conventional. At least, they would be able to marry me off with the suitable girl, because,
Okay.
if you are not an engineer or a doctor or a chartered accountant, you are not marriageable.
Okay.
So anyway, my mark sheets in science was so terrible that, that I had two choices. So I could either become a politician where people would not ask me about my academic qualifications, or it could become a national secret. So anyway, or I could follow something that was close to my heart.
But at the same time, with that kind of background, they made a career in global technology.
That's what I was saying, that with that kind of a background, I made a career in journalism, economic journalism, and in global technology company, from Computer Associates to IBM, Ericsson, PricewaterhouseCoopers, and Wipro.
All the big and aspirational brands.
Yeah. So how did I do it? The point is that I used my core skill, which was the soft skill, essentially of communication, essentially of curiosity, of you can say critical thinking in sometimes, or complex problem solvings, which I enjoyed very much. And I could see through things. I could use these soft skills, empathy being one of them also, and carve out a career. And what I did is that I became a technology explainer and a storyteller. At that time, the designation did not exist.
Right.
I was one of the first in the industry to become an official technology explainer.
Okay.
So my job was to be the go-between between the people who built the technology, the engineers, and the buyers of technology. The buyers of technology were not often
The client side.
the client side. They were not often from technology background.
Right.
For instance, the chocolate company came to us. Their CEO wanted to become more competitive. He wanted to use technology, but he was not a technology person.
Correct.
And the engineers who went and met him, they tried to explain things in a typical engineering way. They tried to go deep into the solution, which was they're very good at it.
In pure tech language.
In pure tech language. I was the go-between trying to explain to him what the technology will do to him.
Correct.
And that was the bridge that I played. And I think that, let me tell you a story. It was about my story, and let me tell you another person's story. I worked with a certain gentleman who was my boss for the last 29 years, and I still work with him. And he is a history graduate. from a very obscure college in Barakpur, which is in the back of Beyond. It's called Rashtraguru Surendranath College. It's not even the Shialda Surendranath College.
Okay.
And he became the CEO, the global CEO of 3 major organizations, setting it up in Kolkata, which was PricewaterhouseCoopers, followed by IBM, and followed by Ericsson for the last 30 years. And he did that. Of course, later on, he did some bit of programming. He did some management course in MBA from a foreign university, because you needed those kind of names in your CV. But actually, he was not a technical person in that sense, but he was a great human being. He understood leadership. And the moment he loved people, and he could successfully create organizations. But his core skill was understanding people, feeling about people, empathy,
so the
compassion.
students from arts and humanities background, there is absolutely no bar.
Let me tell you some stories. What do you think calligraphy has to do with computers? Or, for instance, nursing with statistics?
True.
Poetry with programming. Do you see the connection? I don't think you see the connection. Calligraphy and computers. I'll tell you the connection. Steve Jobs.
That story we know.
He was actually more interested in calligraphy, and he's not a programmer.
Yes.
And he went on to build not only Apple,
one of the largest tech firms.
Pixar, the great animation company.
Right.
Nursing and statistics. Do you see the connection?
Nursing and statistics.
Yes. I'll tell you why. You have heard the name of Florence Nightingale?
Yes.
Achha. You have all heard Florence Nightingale? The point is that she was a nursing student. And she was a nurse.
Correct.
And now during the Crimean War in 1854, she was managing a hospital in England. And wounded soldiers were coming and they were dying like flies.
Yes.
So she wanted to discover why are they dying? And they were not dying of wounds. So did a statistical calculation, found out the core reason why they are dying is because of lack of hygiene in hospital. So she used statistics to find out that hygiene in hospital was the major reason for mortality.
Correct.
And therefore, that she was one of the first to use statistical reasoning, and she used the first principles of thinking. And I'll come to that. What is it? Do you see the connection between poetry and programming?
No, traditionally, we have seen in the different kinds of AI, they generate good poetry.
No, it's not that. The first programming language was written by a lady called Ada Lovelace.
Okay.
Ada Lovelace was the daughter of Lord Byron, the famous poet.
Right.
And Lord Byron was a character which was it's not a very honorable character.
Okay.
And Ada's mother didn't want her to become like her father. Okay, was a very famous poet, Lord Byron. So Ada was trained a little bit on mathematics, but essentially she had a poetic mind.
Right.
Now she met a person called Lord Babbage, and he was the one who was first trying to write some kind of a programming. That was mainly about 200 years ago. And she was the first to convert that into programming language. And actually, that is the first programming language.
Logical programming language.
It was done by Ada Lovelace. And she called it the poetical science.
Poetical science.
Yes, the first program was called by her as the poetical science. Now, Steve Jobs used typography, data visualization, and Ada Lovelace used poetic abstraction to create these programs. My point in saying all this is that tomorrow things will be done mostly by machines and computers. Computers need hard data. Anything to do with hard data, you input that hard data, it will do better than humans.
Correct.
Because it can do massive amount of calculations. It can do massive amount of calculations, which is impossible for a human being to do. Anything that can be done, so engineering, etc., which requires a lot of calculations, will be done by machines. That leaves things which are not to be done by machines, which cannot be done by machines. Human beings learn things in 2 ways. One is tacit learning, one is explicit learning. Explicit learning is when you give straightforward instructions. And tacit learning is what we absorb from around us. Like talking to you, like watching things, like watching a movie, listening to music. That gives us tacit learning. Unfortunately, computers are not yet equipped to learn in a tacit way. They learn only in explicit instructions given by other human beings.
Correct.
So therefore, the tacit learning part, which brings with it all the core skills of communication, creativity, clarity of thought, complex problem solving, critical thinking,
Correct.
curiosity. Those things are not engineering skills.
Correct.
The engineers also need it.
Yeah.
And those skills are one which the top layer of that group of students that you are talking about, they can be trained to become that. Because if human machines are doing most of the things, who will do things that will require these things?
Correct. Exactly.
Okay, so that is where I see a great future for students who are not from the humanities
I have been
background.
seeing you for last few months guiding, the pedagogy and content development
Yes.
for different programs of Asian School of Economics. So all these inputs are given there for all kinds of graduates.
Correct.
Whether somebody is coming from commerce background or arts background. So there is no bar to get into a global career, right?
That's the most underexploited part of our human capital.
Absolutely.
That's the most underexploited, underestimated.
Underestimated.
So
Yeah.
people like me,
Underutilized, of
I
course.
was not under great pressure from my parents or my relatives because they thought nothing is going to, I could not become anything. There was no career ahead of me, except my friends and my school teachers. Fortunately, I went to a great Irish school, Irish Christian Brothers School, and they thought that, yes, this guy is very interesting. He likes poetry. He likes to read books. So he can do something which is not out of the ordinary, and which I went on to do because my teachers had great faith in me. But if you look at me, my relatives, my parents, they did not expect anything out of me, and I was not under great pressure by them also. That way, I'm very fortunate that way. So I think don't be under pressure if you are not a science, even smart in maths, smart in numbers, because those jobs will be done by the machines in any case.
Right.
Okay? So there are jobs which are outside their realm of the machines. Those will require human emotions. Okay, and that is what we will train for.
So
Asian School of Economics is becoming a different school. From the very beginning, our DNA will be to help those people become the human capital of the future. They will be the future of work, because the future of work will be there will be four futures. Work that only humans will do.
Correct.
Work that machines will do. Only machines. These are numbers. Work that machines and humans will do together. Collaborative work, augmented intelligence, and work that will be produced by AI, which will be produced by AI. Like, for instance, because of AI, you will have a lot of work.
Correct.
For instance, explainability, transparency of AI, ethical computing, etc. Those things will require a different kind of talent. I think that is the talent that we will have to build. That is the human capital for the future of the economy.
So the crux is whether students are coming from science background or arts background or commerce background, they have a bright future ahead.
Absolutely.
With the content, curriculum, pedagogic developed.
Fortunately, we are starting late. And that's a great advantage.
Absolutely.
See, there is something called a second mover advantage.
Correct.
In the world of economics, you always have a second mover advantage. Apple did not invent the handphone, the smartphone.
Absolutely.
It was Nokia which did it.
Correct.
Then followed by BlackBerry which did it. Correct. But Apple moved in, took their experiences, and they created a niche for themselves.
Exactly. So these programs are absolutely starting with the NEP format, the new education policy format, and designed and directed by around 30 very senior most corporate executives coming from different diversified backgrounds, consulting background, manufacturing background, rural agribusiness background, IT, So I'm expecting one of the most successful programs these are going to become, both undergraduation, post-graduation, and executive education segments. These programs are very, very well designed.
The challenge for academic institutions will be to stay ahead of the curve.
Exactly.
Because the technology changes, change is constant. These are cliched words. What is happening is that the velocity of change is exponential.
Correct.
It will be extremely challenging to stay abreast of the changes, stay ahead of the curve. I think a late start gives it that advantage
Absolutely.
that you can
We are
leapfrog into
starting in the era of AI
Yes.
to convert to the quantum.
No, you're not starting in the era of AI. The era of AI is given. Now everybody has AI. AI will be taken for granted. It is table stakes.
Correct.
It's like saying in the industrial age that I have electricity in my factory. Of course you should have electricity.
Absolutely.
Today you
So
don't think about it.
all our
All companies will have AI.
education and executive education students will be exposed to there are 52 or 54 very selective AI models, and
AI fluency will be given.
will be given.
Everybody will have to be fluent in AI. AI fluency will be given.
How do you think this new quantum coming?
But the next, that's the right thing you said, that the next leap of technology will be quantum computing, and quantum is going to unlock.
Please explain very, as a storyteller or technology explainer, what is the leap we are taking forward from AI to quantum?
The leap is not from AI to quantum, but from the world of digital zeros and ones to the world of bits to qubits, from bits to qubits.
Correct.
Now, bits is 0 and 1, only two possibilities. It's either 0 or 1.
Right.
But qubits is all kinds of possibilities from 0 and 1, and in between, and simultaneously it can be 0 and 1 together.
Right.
So that is called superimposition. A qubit can be on two states and several states. Correct. It can be 0, it can be 1, it can be 0 and 1 simultaneously. It can be any state between 0 and 1, n number of states. Two qubits separated by a distance, they can behave in the same way.
Quantum.
And without being connected.
Right.
So quantum is going to transform the way we compute, and the computing skills of today. And quantum will actually, it's not a faster computer. Like that people said that when the car came, it's a faster horse carriage. It's not that. Quantum will be able to do things which is beyond the capability of today's digital computers. So it will take another session to explain quantum, and we can do that in another session. But quantum is going to transform computing, computing, the way of doing things, drug discovery for one of them. It will drastically change all the way. It will dramatically change the way we do things. The interim phase will be hybrid computing, where the classical machines that we use today, like this computer, will also be equipped to do some amount of quantum calculations.
So the flexibility with Asian School of Economics is that it's a kind of a kind of an organization where pedagogy might be changing in the third year or fourth year time, when
pedagogy will be in a state of continuous change. It is like quantum; it will be flexible.
So this institution is basically driven by industrialists and will be run by industrialists, and it will make industrialists and entrepreneurs.
I think it will be a major challenge to stay abreast of these changes.
Absolutely.
And stay ahead of these changes. Not only it will be a challenge for students, but it will be a challenge for the academia.
Entire academia.
So every 6 months or every 1 year, the academia will have to undergo refresher courses.
Correct.
So we will not be producing only students for the new age. Correct. We will also be helping academia to become new kind of teachers.
Yeah, I'm getting, consulting assignments from lots of private universities,
so
develop our curriculum with
teachers
AI.
will have to change continuously. And it's not that what you studied 20, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, that's relevant. It's not relevant today.
Absolutely.
So, but the foundation skills will be there. You have to know statistics, you have to know maths, you have to know science. Those foundation skills will be there. But application of those foundational skills have become so interesting. It's not difficult, it's become interesting. You are left with your imagination too. That's why our brand is around imaginary.
Absolutely.
So this brings us to what is our brand message. You have the imagination. The other day I was saying that the distance between idea and implementation has been erased. You think you can do it. So
it has become a plug and play situation.
Yes, we do not need only engineers. We need imagineers.
Correct.
I think that should be our closing statement.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Very good discussion.
Thank you very much.